if you're like me, like when I go to sleep, I just close my eyes and my brain just goes around in circles, and I think about everything I want to do, everything I need to do. Hi guys, so I'm here for episode 3 of the podcast. I'm super happy to be back today for this episode. This episode is an episode, I said it twice, about morning and night routines. I started doing this, I think, more seriously when the pandemic happened and I was stuck at home. I was like, okay, I'm stuck at home, time to work on myself. So I've started seeing the importance of this when I read my first self-development book called The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. This book changed my life. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it in another episode maybe, but I strongly recommend you this book. I don't remember the author of this book, but title, remember it, write it down, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. So in this book, I think the guy mentioned that taking care of yourself is really important, having good daily habits is important, whatever. So I was like, okay, I think when I wake up in the morning and when I go to sleep, I should do something to better myself, because I don't know about you, but for me, just going to sleep directly after finishing my day, going to sleep, it's like I don't have time to just rewind and just observe how my day was and reflect. And for me, just going to sleep like that, it makes me if you're like me, when I go to sleep, I just close my eyes and my brain just goes around in circles, and I think about everything I want to do, everything I need to do, and it's not productive. I'm not falling asleep. I'm just having mostly anxiety and thinking about too many things, Let me take a sip of water. So yeah, it's really important for me to do these routines, even in the morning, even at night. In my opinion, there's not one that's more important than the other, but maybe there is. Maybe if I had to choose, let's say in a world where I had to choose between doing a morning routine or a night routine, I think I would do the night routine. I'm gonna explain why more later in this episode. But so I want to start by recommending you 2 books other than the book I've talked before. The first one is called The Miracle Morning by Elrod, and the second one is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Oh my god, guys, I'm reading this book right now. I'm almost at the end. This book is changing my life. Atomic Habits, both are important, but Atomic Habits, it's not a bestseller for nothing. It's so good. I don't want to just say everything about this book because I can talk about it for an hour, so it's not the main subject, but just go read it and thank me later. Send me a DM on Fit Lady Podcast Instagram, and yeah, really, I swear, go read Atomic Habits by James Clear. All right, so these 2 books are really going to help you to build and also see the importance of having a morning and night routine. So go read it, please. It's gonna change your life, and the more you focus on yourself, the more you're gonna be successful in your goals, and you're gonna achieve more during the day. Trust me. So another reason why for me it's so important to have these routines is to take the time to reflect on yourself, reflect on who you are, why you do what you're doing every day, and to not get lost in the process of just life. 'Cause sometimes, we go through stuff, people are affecting our lives, situation happens, and we get lost. We act in certain ways, and we just, throughout the day, we so many things happen, and it makes not me, but everyone just sometimes forget what's the purpose of everything. And just to sit down at night and to reflect on your day, what you're proud of, what you could have done better, is so important. And it makes you, when you wake up in the morning, It makes you have a clearer mind. And then when you wake up in the morning, you give your goals for the day and you set the tone, you clear your energy, and you just start the day the right way. All right. So something really important for me when I wake up in the morning is to not touch my phone as soon as I wake up. So something I've done is, since I moved into my new apartment, I put my phone not in my room, like in the kitchen or in the living room. So that way I still hear the alarm when it goes on, goes off. I don't remember how you say that, but when my alarm rings in the morning, I hear it. But it makes me, first of all, I have no choice to get out of bed to stop the alarm. So it makes me get the fuck up. And also it makes me just not have my phone in my room. So it's really important for me, because when I go to bed at night, I put my phone in the kitchen, and then I go to bed. I read a couple of pages, because if you're like me, going to sleep with reading, it makes me fall asleep so quickly. I just read like 5 pages, and I don't know why. There's something for me with reading, it just makes me sleep, so it's perfect for me to fall asleep. So I always do that. It's really important for me, and I notice that when I don't do it, I really feel like shit. I really do feel like shit. So this is really important for me. Another thing I want to talk about, and this is something that James Clear talks about it in his book Atomic Habits, is to personalize your routine, because a lot of people share their routines like I'm doing right now, but it might not work for you, and that's totally okay. Because a lot of people, they share their routine to inspire people, but it's not because you follow a certain girl who wakes up in the morning, does celery juice and takes a cold shower and do yoga and do meditation and all of this, that you have to do the same thing. It might work for her, but it doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. And it also doesn't mean that if you don't do this routine, it doesn't mean you're not good. Like, do what works for you. Like, personally for me, reading in the morning doesn't work for me because I fall asleep. It just doesn't work for me. And for me, I prefer to meditate at night than meditating in the morning. For me, the morning, I prefer to wake up and express my gratitude, so it helps me to start my day with gratitude, and then I go to the gym and I do my cardio. So that's what worked for me. But really find what works for you. Don't try to copy people. Just be yourself and stop comparing yourself to other people. Don't try to do too much. Also, if your night routine and morning routine takes you like 1 hour or 2 hours, it's a bit long and you might get discouraged. So create a routine that works long term and something that you can sustain, and this is going to make you much more happier. And just be okay with the fact that you might have to change your routine after a while. Like, it's okay. If you're like me, I tend to make a plan for something and it's like set. I cannot change it. I can't. But in my head, it's like, if I make a plan like this, if I make my routine that I wake up at this time, I go do my cardio, I do this, this, and this, and then I realize I might change it, it gives me anxiety, which is not normal, because I should be able to change my things. But this is something I'm working to be better at it. But maybe you're like this, just know it's okay. But yeah, so it's okay if you have to change your routine sometimes. Just take the time to work it out and build a routine that works for you, and it might change through the year depending on what you're going through or anything, you know. So I want to talk a little bit more in depth about the night routine first. So it's really important that you set your brain in a sleep mode. So if you're always in your bed, whatever, if it's during the day or anything, if you're always in your bed with your phone and you're always like doing a lot of stuff in your bed, like working or chilling on your phone or watching a movie or whatever it is, when you go to sleep at night, your brain might associate it with like chill time on your phone or other stuff like this. So it's important that your brain understands that your bed is your place where you sleep, and that your brain doesn't associate it with something else that can be more like entertaining. So you want to keep your room, your bed, as a place of relaxation, a place where your bed knows, okay, it's bedtime. Something to help with that also, on your phone you have dark mode and true tone, I think, mode. So I always turn this on when it's towards the night, but I also try to not touch my phone at least it should be like at least an hour, maybe more, to that you turn off your phone before going to sleep. But at least 30 minutes. Turn off your phone before you go to sleep. Like I told you, I personally like to read a book, so you can do that if you like it. But it can be anything else. It can be meditation, it can be like stretching or anything you want to do. Just turn off your phone and just disconnect from any social things that might bring you anxiety. Like for me, watching like Instagram or TikTok or anything like that at night before going to sleep, I don't know, like it stimulates my brain too much and it brings me anxiety. Like I prefer to just, like, if I have close people to me, I just tell them, hey, I'm going to sleep, good night, bye, I close my phone, whatever. So that's it. Also in the morning, same thing, but the opposite, right? So as soon as you wake up, if you struggle to get out of bed, do like me, put your phone somewhere far from your bed that you don't have choice but to get up to stop your alarm. And as soon as you wake up, open your curtains, have some sunlight. Also drink some water as soon as you get up. Your body needs to be hydrated when you wake up in the morning because you didn't drink for a lot of hours. And also make sure you have enough hours of sleeping, please. It's so important. Like your body cannot recover without enough sleeping. You can do good workouts, you can eat well, you can be in peace mentally, like not stressed, I mean. But if you're not sleeping enough, your body is gonna be like, what the hell, I need sleep. Okay, it's really important. Like you need to have all of these factors in point, right? So that's the main point of this episode, guys. So build a routine that you can really do on the long term, that you can maintain, do something that you like. If your routine is like overwhelming for you and it's like a chore, like change something to make it fun. If you want to do a habit, you have to make it fun. Read Atomic Habits, he's saying it in the book. If you want to build a habit that you especially don't like to do at the moment, find a way to make it fun. So just find your own way to make it fun, guys. So I think that's it, guys, for this episode of morning and night routine. I really hope it's gonna help you and that you understand more the importance of having a night and morning routine. It personally, for me, really changed my life. And it's normal. I have times where I don't do it as much as other times, but I try to stick to it as much as I can. It's really important. And I know sometimes if you live with, like, I live alone, so it's easy for me. Well, I'm just with my dog, but he's not the one who's gonna affect me for that. But if you live with someone, I know it might be harder to have a routine because there's other people living in your house, but you can share it with them. Hey, like I'd like to have this routine when I get up and when I go to bed. And if they love you and respect you, they're gonna give you your space, whatever you need to have this routine. So just maybe share this goal that you have to build this routine. Maybe it's gonna help you to stay accountable to it also, because by sharing the goals you want to have with people around you, it's gonna make you want to do it more. Because if you said you're gonna do it and then you don't do it, they're gonna be like, you're not doing your routine, and they might annoy you with this. So 2 things: The Miracle Morning by Elrod to read, and Atomic Habits by James Clear. Read these 2 books. It's gonna help you to build good habits and to build good routines. So yeah, if you have any recommendations for any further episodes, feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram. It's gonna be in the show notes. Everything's gonna be there. So I'll see you in the next episode.